And welcome back to Friday Night Fights. This is Season 12, Division 2B, Week 4. And with me, as always, is Charles.
Hello, glad to be here.
Okay, good to hear from you, Charles. Anything new and exciting going on? How'd your games go this week?
I won,
Nice.
so that's a good thing.
All right.
I guess nobody died as well.
Awesome. Well, we got some interesting games to take a look at, and we'll get right into it. We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll start in our... What's our first segment, Charles? I always forget. Scorecards. Take a look at the scorecards.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. And welcome back to Friday Night Fights. This is the scorecard section where we take a look at last week's results. Charles got to take a look at a lot of these games, so we'll go into a little more detail and talk about them. Now, the main event from last week, Charles, that you just told me was Murdery Space Elf Troop versus Ars Gosha.
Yeah.
All right, let me
Zero remains dominant.
0-1 win for him. 19 armor breaks. Yikes. Let's take a look at some statistics here. Now, the Space Elf Troop didn't touch the ball, apparently, the whole game. That's amazing. 0% ball possession, and let's take a look. 7 KOs. No casualties, but 7 KOs. I threw 17 blocks back. Looks like they just got beat down, and not a lot of day of pickup on skill points either for either team. Not a great day.
Yeah, the KOs was rolling a lot of KOs,
Yeah.
so they don't get SPP for that, but they do win the game, I guess.
Yeah. Let's take a look to see if anything stands out. Nothing weird on the dice. Plenty of good block dice for Ars Gosha. Nothing amazing for the elves. Alright, did you get a chance to watch this game?
Yeah.
Alright, tell us a little about it.
So the elves, they start right away lightning bolting a guy on a screen, a Chaos Warrior, and then they are able to advance to the ball and sack it. I sometimes think about that kind of play. If you lightning bolt a ball carrier, wouldn't the ball be on the ground anyways? But I guess it worked. The game gets crazy. The elves are able to sack the ball, I think 3 times or something like that, but they never even tried to recover the ball. I guess the scatters weren't perfect, but they decide to keep the players standing next to the ball rather than moving in and trying to grab it. But if you never try to grab it, you also won't, right? But the Chaos are eventually able to advance, but they fail a tripwire, and that's 0-0 on the first half, so still pretty close. But Chaos got, in the process of all the craziness, all those sacks, they get a bunch of KOs and they have a big numbers advantage. So the elves, they start their offensive drive going for a 1-die blitz. They have to use the reroll there, and then they fail the pickup. So Chaos is able to just move in and overwhelm the elves. They have this tentacles, they have killers, and the elves, to their credit, they actually make it a 4+ pass to get away. But they had a GFI before that, they had to use the reroll there, and they failed the 4+. But by the look of the game, making that 4+ was actually a great play by them, making it that close, and then the Chaos just pick up the ball and score after they fell.
So, you think it was a lot closer than the score looks like? I mean, it looks like Chaos just did what they did, but they didn't get any permanent removals. They were just getting KOs.
Yeah, maybe with a bit better scatters, the elves could have done it, but also the tripwire made the game closer.
Yeah.
There was luck and bad luck on both sides. It was just well played.
Cool. Let's take a look. Let's start at the top with Stump Force. 0-1 loss to We Chillin'. Let's see. Stump Force got the better of the armor breaks here. Death Roller got the MVP. Ball possession somewhat even here. Blocks were somewhat even. KOs, they seem to inflict more KOs and injuries. I'm not quite sure what happened here. I mean, just looking at the results of these, actually, the Stump Force got a better day of skill points too. Or is that even?
Yeah. Just got 8.
Yeah, 8 and 8.
Yeah, they got a defensive blitz to start off the first turn,
Yeah.
and then all of my plan goes out the window. It becomes just about survival, I guess.
Yeah.
Not letting the ball get to the ground, anyways, because if they're not gonna cage dive you, so if you are safe, you will probably score. It's just a question of how many of your people are going to die in the process, right?
Right.
Then I show up to the second half with 7 players. I was kind of expecting the dwarves to move fast, so they would give themselves a chance after losing the first 2 rounds, but they went for the draw. And at some point there was an opening to where I could red dye the ball carrier, and then I kept bouncing it back and forth, and on the third attempt it went down. Then that was it.
Yeah. Looks like Stump Force had some passes and catches, or just catches. Or were those handoffs? He failed 3 handoffs. 1 successful. It looks
Yeah.
like. Yeah, that's a lot of handing off. I assume he was just trying to get away from you.
Yeah, it's because he had 2 offensive drives. I actually couldn't stall until the end, so
Mhm.
he actually came up to score without a reroll, but the kickoff event gives him a reroll. And then he actually had a pretty solid chance to draw on the first half, but couldn't do it. And then second half, same thing.
Yeah, looks like your leaps were hitting it every time as well. That's a little different from last week. So,
Oh yeah.
looks like your guy got
Well,
that turned around.
I was also leaping with the Edge 5 this time because the Edge 4 leaper was not on this game, so
Yeah, probably a little better statistic-wise. Let's take a look at Boss Hog Outlaws. 1-2 loss to 1 cheese. Chaos Blocker gets MVP there, and a lineman for the cheese. Let's take a look at some statistics. Pretty even in ball possession. Blocks not too obscene. Boss Hog inflicted 5 KOs and 2 injuries compared to only taking 1 injury back that way. So that was quite a difference there. Cheese picked up a lot better skill points, but not a bad day. Anything over 10 I always figure is a good day. Boss Hog did that. And dice, let's take a look quickly. Anything weird? Armor not really holding up for the Boss Hog Outlaws as well as you would think it would. Rat armor holding up about as well as you would think it would. Injuries
against Sharks.
yeah, and the injury dice were actually on their side. The cheese only 87%, so they only got injured 3 times out of 24 hits or injury rolls. So that was actually a pretty good day for them. Yeah, other than that, I don't see anything that really stands out. No, nothing obscene here in the dice.
Like
well, 1 cheese, a lot of skulls on the cheese. They threw 12 skulls compared to only 6 pounds. So, did you get a chance to watch this game?
Oh, I wasn't able. I watched just a tiny bit of Vulpe's stream during work.
Yeah.
I remember the chat raging against the rat nonsense, but Vulpes was very respectful, saying, well, it was kind of my fault. This is what rats do. And
yeah, so I watched this game, and the Boss Hog Outlaws were really putting a beating down for that first half, and you thought, oh, they've got this one easily. But when she stuck close, kept it 1-1, and then on turn 16 is when One Cheese did a 1-turn touchdown, and he leaped over the end for a touchdown. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. And the only reason I thought it was funny is because this week I have to play rats that have 2 1-turners, and I know exactly what's going to happen to me too. So we'll both be in the same boat here. It sucks when that turn 16, and you're like, oh, all he's gonna do is fail one thing. He didn't fail a thing. So, oh well. Boss Hog Outlaws, really gotta get your act together here, guy. Quickly fading.
yeah, it didn't start off so well for them.
Yeah. Let's see. Blighty Moe's. Nurgle team versus Norse. Yeti to conquer. Yeti to conquer. Keeps it rolling. 0-2 win.
Oh yeah, this was a pretty crazy game.
Let's take a look at some statistics here first. Yeti to conquer. 60% balls possession. That's huge. But the Blighty Moe's 41% blocks. So they had 10 more blocks. 7 KOs, 7 inflicted injuries. Versus 4 KOs and 5 injuries inflicted by Yeti to conquer. Let's see, any deaths? I don't see any deaths. Plenty of casualties to go around. This game was a real beat 'em up fest, it looks like. And let me take a look at the dice real quick. Nothing odd here that I can see that stands out. Foul appearance. You know what? Actually, foul appearance is actually doing really well. 65%. He's failed 7 times out of 20, so that was really nice. They were really stinky that day. All right, did you catch this game?
Oh yeah. Nurgle got some nice removals on the start of the game. I think they end up with a bunch of casualties in their favor, but they use up all the rerolls on turn 4. I think they rolled dub skulls twice on those first few turns, and they end up with a ball moved close to a screen that's based, and they have no reroll, and they throw a 1 die to try to debase the screen. It fails, as they do, and then the ball is sacked, the Norse recover and are just able to stall and score. So it was kind of self-inflicted because the Nurgle was looking good up until the point, but great job by the Norse making them pay for it. And then on second half, the Norse have a 2-player disadvantage, but they get 3 casualties and a KO on turn 9.
Sure. seems fair.
Yes, and then that was basically the game because it's Nurgle with a big numbers disadvantage.
Yeah.
They don't even try to defend. Both teams just bash at each other while the ball carrier advances completely unchecked, and that's to nil Norse.
Well, that happens. Gourmet Governors 2-1 win over the Grotty Greens. Now, this one I did not see that coming, but nice. Let's take a look. Ball possession pretty much even. Blocks fairly close. Injuries, KOs fairly close, except for 1 kill on the greens. They took a death, it looks like. SPP points, good day for both teams. And let's take a look at some dice rolls. Bloodlust, 80% success rate. Dodge really well, 90%. Armor, injury, hypnogaze, firing. Looks like everything was going really well except for regeneration here.
It seems like you did see it coming, Wolf, because you were the only one picking the Gourmet Governors.
Oh, I did that on purpose. There you go.
Sure.
Sure. I'm gonna take credit. Yeah, I'm gonna take credit for that. Did you get a chance to watch this game?
Oh yeah, I had to, even though it was kind of late into the week. Match week, right?
Yeah.
I had to watch the Vampires winning.
This Strength 5, Movement 7 Vampire is with Blodge is insane. That's a nice piece, and it looks like he's the one who got the MVP. He must have leveled up again, I assume. Yikes! That is going to be a terror for this division if somebody doesn't stop him soon.
I watched as the Beast of Nurgle started on the bench. I'm not sure if it's strategy or the person just forgot to put it on the field, but
okay.
They don't play defense with the Beast of Nurgle. They also don't get many removals. The killer is turned twice, and it is not able to be blitzing all the time with the killer because they have to focus the ball, like playing the ball, trying to actually go for positioning, and then the killer was never in the right position to kill.
Okay.
And so there's not much damage by the Nurgle on top of the vampires, and the ball is just sacked like 3 times. They could just walk through the screens and take the ball. There's no problem for the vampires.
Yeah.
So the Nurgle keeps picking up the ball and trying desperately to outrun the vampires because there's not gonna be a cage or screen that's gonna stop them.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, vampires get 1 more sack, but the sacker failed the bloodlust roll and there was no troll around for him to eat. So Nurgle are able to dodge away. I think it was a dodge with the zombie. He picks up the ball and he does 2 GFI and they go 1-0, and I felt like that was pretty painful for the vampires, but they show up and they get a win on the second half because a rookie warrior dies early. Nurgle taking some damage. I think that's a good news for everyone.
Good news for everybody else in the division. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Vamps, they keep the ball back, going from side to side. they don't look to be in a hurry to score, so actually looking like they were going for the draw. But as the opponent gets some bad rolls, like a dub skulls into a failed GFI on a turn, then the vampires 4+ pass and they score. So turn 15, Nurgle has the ball, maybe a chance to score 1-1. They just have to not let the vampires score, I guess, to hold on to the draw. But the vamps, they just again walk in, they are able to just put the ball on the ground. Then the Nurgle fails to recover. I think they failed the dodge before trying to recover. And then there's a great play by the vampires with a throw, 5+ and then 6+ pass into a catch for the win.
Nice. Yeah, vampires are one of the hardest teams I think to play against because you hardly ever see them, and then cages don't work against them. So it's really one of those hard matchups if you're not used to it.
You have to adapt your game to something completely different.
Completely different, yeah. And you just have to accept that your cage is not going to work, so you have to have a backup plan to scoop the ball.
And since the removals weren't so hot,
yep. The bash game goes out the window.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's take a look. Romanian Rebels, Ace Trucking Company. Ace Trucking Company gets the win. I know they've been struggling this season. 50% ball possession, so they grabbed the ball, held the ball. 4 KOs they threw down and 3 injuries. Nice day there for Ace. Looks like Romanian Rebels, though, 8 casualties sustained in total. That's brutal. Bad day of skill points for the Romanian Rebels, but not a bad day at all for the Ace Trucking Company. And Romanian Rebels, let's take a look at some dice here. Anything that stands out? Dodges are 76% success rate. I don't think that's the greatest. It should be up around 83. Not too far off. Armor not really holding up, but you wouldn't expect that. Armor hold for very long. And injuries. Oof, taking a brutal amount of injuries with those injury rolls. Ace Trucking Company. Armor holds a little worse than you would expect. Injuries, no problem. Catch 1 for 3, so a couple of handoffs there. Oh, actually 1 pass. Interesting. And a bribe, so plenty of fouling. Did you get a chance to see this one, Charles?
Oh yes, it was a sad one. Not very good to watch because the elves, they get into trouble. They go for a kind of important piece with a mighty blow hit, and they grid reroll, and then they roll dub skulls right in their face after they grid reroll.
Yeah.
And it just gets ugly because they get surrounded. They even managed to get a sack, but then the scatter is catched by a bull centaur.
Oh.
Which is just they are taking so many hits, they are getting removed left and right, and then they finally get a sack, and the scatter is that terrible.
Yeah, and then scattering to a strength 4 piece without many players on the elf side has to be hard if you don't have a dedicated sacker.
You're not gonna find many opportunities to sack after that.
Yep.
And they actually allow 5 casualties on the first half.
Ouch.
Which is kind of okay because they have a big bench, but it's not really what you're looking for. With a big bench like that, he wants to come up with 11 players for second half. The elves actually, they get 2 cases from fouls, so the foul game actually working for the elves, but they just get surrounded and they can't find a way to move with a big numbers disadvantage from the charts. They just get surrounded and it's just suffering until the end. It was just painful.
This fouling elf piece just kills me. You have dirty player on an elf. We don't see that very often. And then he gets MVP. All he's doing is sitting kicking people and he gets MVP. Ugh, you hate for that piece to scale up if he's just gonna be disposable. All right.
Yeah, you can give him a kick or something, and then after he kicks, he can start fouling. I guess.
That's true. I'm not used to seeing elves foul, so it's kind of funny to me. But Kicks 96 getting his game back in track. He's got I think that was his first win of the season, wasn't it? So,
I think so.
Turning it around. It's amazing. We have 2 Chaos Dwarf teams in this division, both struggling. Interesting. Let's take a look. Bogue Bombers. Bring out your undead. The Bogue Bombers, as everybody knows, used to be a dwarf team, and bring out your undead. Used to be an undead
your
team,
mind.
but they changed owners or something, and then they became this human team. I really think it's a downgrade for them. And then same with bring out your undead. Used to be an undead team, then they sold it, and then it became a Khemri team. I know what I'm talking about here, Charles. I'm rarely wrong.
Dwarves are usually the artillery class.
Absolutely.
So I guess bombers looks more like dwarves.
Dwarf cannons.
It's the coach's fault.
I completely blame the coach. You're right. Thank you. And because of this nonsense that you guys have named each other, you tied. So I hope that cost you the season because of your nonsensical names. 31 blocks succeeded by the bombers. 50 blocks succeeded by the undead. Now the undead only had the ball for 6% of the game. That's amazing. Let's take a look. The ball must have been on the ground a lot. 50 blocks sustained by the bombers. 31. Now the bombers took the most casualties and the most KOs. I mean, 3 casualties and 7 KOs compared to only 1 KO for undead. So this kind of a beatdown, you wouldn't think it would be 2-2. So there must have been some fancy dancing going on that side of the field where he got a lot of passes off. Let's take a look at his numbers here. Pass 3. Okay, 3 successful passes, 1 failure, 3 successful catches, 2 failures. So that must have been a day where you were just running for your life, hoping to score and keep scoring. Did you get a chance to see this one?
Does, yeah.
Okay, tell us about it.
Sure. The humans, they keep the ball safe deep into their own half, kind of trying to bait the Khemri in so they can move away, right? But the Khemri don't take the bait. So both teams, they keep just trading blows all over the pitch. Very interesting because there were minor scuffles happening all around and not much damage happening actually. So this is where I think most of those blocks you'll see, 50 blocks is a lot. This is where it was happening. The Khemri were just punching people everywhere on the pitch and the humans tried to get something back. And then when the humans clearly lost the battle, they just go for a pass play and they score.
Nice.
So that's the way they stall, it seems. They keep making the best team go everywhere on the pitch, and then as soon as it looks terrible, they score.
Just throw hope for the best.
And then on the Khemri, you touched on how much they didn't get ball possession, so the humans get a defensive blitz. They put pressure on the Khemri. The Khemri tries to get away with a pass. They fail that, and then the humans open up at the end of the half 2-0.
Oh, my.
So then a Khemri team would usually give up and say, well, I was so unlucky, I can't win this.
Yep.
But no, they keep trying, they move fast, they actually drop the ball on a GFI, they recover again, they fail a handoff. The humans pick up the ball, they throw a long pass into traffic. I think it was like a 5+ catch. They get the catch, but they fail to dodge away, and then the Khemri are able to score with a few turns left. I think it was like 3 turns left, maybe 4. And the humans, they do the same strategy of keeping the ball deep.
Yeah.
But this time they are completely unable to hold the line, so the Khemri, they just advance. There's no space for the humans to go anywhere unless they are willing to try some dodges and a long pass.
So they just didn't have enough men to play the deep game, play back like that?
Yes, they have the man on the first half and it succeeds, but on the second half when they are down some players, it doesn't work at all. And then the Khemri just advance, they sack, they surf the ball, they even fail a pickup, and I think they are sacked on red dice, but they still score because there were so much pressure onto the opponent's half.
Yeah,
there was no way.
The Khemri had 5 successful pickups and only 1 failure, compared to the Bogue Bombers, who had 4 successful and 4 failures. So usually you would think that'd be the other way around, where the Khemri would struggle, but this game is just like the Bombers struggled to pick it up. All right, sounds like a fun one.
And yeah, very well played on both sides. I think it was impressive that Random didn't give up, but went for the win. I like to see that.
Coming back down 2-0, that's that he is mad, isn't he? All right.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick commercial break. We will come back and take a look at the leaderboards in our pound for pound segment. And welcome back to Friday Night Fights. We're going to take a look at our pound for pound series, our leaderboard. Let me pull this up for us. And Charles, it looks like on top are two teams that we called early in the season that we thought were going to be really good. The Norse team, Yeti to Conquer, and Ars Gosha. And they seem to be putting it down right now. Yeti to Conquer takes a 1-point touchdown lead over Ars Gosha.
Yeah, these teams are smashing everyone, and they don't look
they ain't slowing down.
like they're gonna stop soon. Yeah.
Third place, this new scrub that we just got into the league comes in. Dark Elf team.
Yeah, but that will end soon.
Yeah, his reign will end soon. All right.
Yeah.
The surprising one to me is Ken, the Nurgle team, in fourth.
Yeah, but this was the guy we didn't know anything about because he's from G-Man, so it's okay that he surprises us.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Right.
Rounding out the middles, Motley, Ran the Mad, B-Dog, Bullpen, Escopo. A bunch of guys here, except for Motley, a bunch of guys here with just one win. So, all these teams with one win, do you start looking at more development, or do you still keep trying to press it?
I think you gotta go all in now, because another loss here is just game over, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Yeah,
I think you can still give it a try.
I
Because
agree.
there's a lot of spots.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Having 3 losses at the end of the season, as long as you start winning outright, you'll be fine. But I mean, I'd say you're right. Probably 1, maybe 2 more losses for some of these guys, and then it's back to development mode.
Right.
Unless you're just playing this for this last season, then go crazy. Looking down there, Romanian Rebels and Stump Force. 0 wins, is that right? Yeah, 0 wins. So don't worry, guys. You'll get a bye week win for sure. So you won't go unwinnable. But
This division doesn't have a bye week.
what?
So
That's insane.
they need to actually win.
No, I'm sorry, guys. I guess you
But they
will have
will.
to actually win. Boy.
Yeah, I think the division is close enough that everybody will get wins, and it's gonna look pretty close at the end.
Well,
That's what I imagine.
there was that season where I went like 0-6 my first 6 games, and I kept telling everybody it's just as hard to go winless as it is to go undefeated. It's still accomplishment. I mean,
Yes.
it's not the one you want, but it is very hard to do. So get it in gear, fellas. Now's the time to make your move and start playing YOLO ball, just going crazy and trying to get back up to the top. All right, what we're going to do is we'll take a quick break. We'll take a look at our play of the week that was submitted by the coach, C. Arnold. And that's his second one of the week. He's leading the division now, and who's going to get the end of the season prize. Good for him. This kid's got real initiative, I've noticed. What we'll do is take a quick commercial break. We'll come back after the play of the week with our series where we talk to one of the coaches and get our picks for the main event. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Friday Night Fights. This is our main event series, and our undercard series. What we'll do is we'll take a look at what Charles thinks is the best game of the week, and each week now we'll have a guest coach come in and discuss who he thinks is going to win these games. Now, Charles, who do we have up this week coming into the show?
We got Randomad, the Kenry coach from Bring Out Your Undead.
All right, Rand, are you there?
Yeah, I am. Hello.
Hey, Rand, have you ever been on a Rebbl show before?
Yeah, I was on your guys' show last week.
You were on our show?
Oh,
I don't even remember
forgot
you.
him?
I apologize. Yeah, so I apologize. I'm just kidding. All right. I know you've been on the show. Now, you've been in Rebbl for, this is your second season, right?
Yes.
Okay, and both times you've been on our show?
Yes.
Do you feel like you're being punished for something?
I've asked multiple times why I'm here,
I
but
wonder what you did to Metal and made him angry. All right, so Charles, let's take a look. Who do you have as our play of the week or our match of the week this week?
I have Yeti to Conquer versus We Chilling. It's the only two teams close to the top facing each other, and
Okay.
it's gonna be great.
And yeah, I bet. And we have an undercard here. We have a co-main event, the Blighty Moes, Bring Out Your Undead. So both coaches on the show tonight are also in your main event picks. Interesting, Charles. I'm not saying you're biased, but you very well could be.
I mean,
All right. I don't trust you. All right. Let me take a look here, and we'll take a look. Let's start with that main event game, and let's take a look at both teams real quick. Yeti to Conquer coming in at 1,790 points. We Chillin' coming in bloaty at 1,830. I don't really see We Chillin' as the overdog very often. Usually they're busted up and beaten up. Let's take a look. One lineman out for Yeti to Conquer, and We Chillin' has one lineman out. All right, so Charles, who do you like in this matchup?
I like the team with a perfect record, who was also the preseason favorite, so Yeti to Conquer for me.
Okay, smart decision picking against yourself. Rand, who do you like in this matchup?
I can't pick against the Norse. They've been playing so well. I think that one.
That's very true as well. Yeah, I've got to go with the Norse team as well. I think they're just going to outbash early, and that's going to be lights out for We Chillin'. Sorry, Charles. But even you picked against yourself.
Hopefully not much damage though.
Yeah, well, yeah. Whenever you say that, bad things happen.
Well,
No? All right.
at least don't kill the witch elves. It's gonna.
Unless they're on the ground, then feel free to stomp on them.
Yes. I think
One
they-
cheese.
I think they both need to die. So
They do both need to die. You haven't played either of them yet, have you?
I played against We Chillin' already this season. So
Oh, all right. There you go. I can't keep track of your teams and what they play. Come on, I'm serious. I barely keep track of what I play. Let's take a look at One Cheese versus Grody Greens. One Cheese at 1790, Grody Greens at 1840. Rats versus Nurgle. Let's take a look at the Rats. They come in, looks like they come in completely healthy. Full team. Grody Greens also come in fully healthy, ready to go. And that is, the Grody Greens are the ones with the Beast of Nurgle with Strength 6. I really like that piece. So did he leave that piece off of the pitch last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't do that. Come on, what are you doing there? That piece should be on the pitch every single turn.
I was really wondering if it was some kind of strategy or
Maybe it was a
I'm
mistake.
seeing things.
Or maybe he picked his, you know how you have preset lineups? Maybe he hit the button thinking it was that and he didn't realize
Oh,
it was off the pitch or something.
that would be sucky.
All right. Rand, who do you like in this matchup and why?
I probably gonna have to go with the Skaven just because I watched them last week and they're playing real well, and that stupid movement 10 guy just scores touchdowns. So
Yeah.
just wins.
That natural one-turner now is just obnoxious. So that is definitely the way to go. For me as well, I'm going to pick One Cheese. Like you, I like the one-turner's opportunity here, and I would like to see another turn 16 win out of them because that just cracks me up. Charles, who do you like?
I believe I picked Nurgle against him last time around,
Okay.
and it was a correct pick, so I'm gonna stand by it and I'm gonna pick Nurgle again.
Yeah, Nurgle can get it done. He's got to just keep the pitch control, but he has a brand new warrior on his team with no block, so that's going to be interesting. Let's take a look. Who do we have next up? Stump Force versus Ars Gosha. Let's take a look. What we got here. Stump Force, Dwarf
this-
team, 1830 versus Ars Gosha at 2260. This Chaos team is getting really bloaty. 2260. My God. I mean, everybody's healthy on Stump Force. Everybody's healthy on the Chaos team. I think it's a no-brainer. You have to go with Chaos in this. There's just too much here. Who do you like, Charles?
Oh, yeah, this is by a landslide. I'm picking Ars Gosha, which is a reason why I got surprised by Stump Force not going for the win last week, because this is gonna be a difficult one for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Rand, what do you like?
Yeah, the dwarves have had a rough season. I think it's just gonna get rougher as it goes. So I think
I
lost.
I think Stump Force goes into this game thinking he's just going to get crushed by all this claw, mighty blow nonsense. I think the best thing to do might just be to play Elf Ball, jump away from the ball because the ground doesn't have mighty blow claw. Play loose and don't base up every single turn unless you can get hits where you push him away from you. But good-
And don't stand your players up.
Eventually, you have to kind of stand your players up, Charles.
If you just let them score
Oh yeah,
and not die on the first half, then maybe you can come back and get some
Charles.
removals. And
that sounds like a horrible strategy. What's wrong with you?
you don't lose the finger to save the rings or something like that, you know?
Look, you go out on your feet, dying, trying here where we live, Charles. Maybe you lay down for the enemy down in Brazil, but not here, pal. All right.
Yeah.
Boss Hog Outlaws versus Ace Trucking Company. Boss Hog. Oh, actually, only 10 points of TV separate these two teams. Ace coming in at 1980. Boss Hog Outlaws 1970. I hate mirror matchups, and I really hate Chorf mirror matchups because they are the most boring games you'll ever see.
Yeah.
I gotta give the Ace Trucking Company the win here. Just they have 3 claw pieces, whereas the other team, Boss Hog Outlaws, only has 1. So I'm just going purely by claw removals. So who do you like, Charles?
I'm gonna stick with the Boss Hog Outlaws one more time. I think they have a guard advantage, and they have the more developed bulls. Maybe they can, both teams are gonna claw each other on blitzes anyway, and then the guard and the bulls can make the difference.
Yeah, you make a good point. Who do you like there?
I think it's going to be Ace Trucking. I think they turned their season right back on the right track this game.
Absolutely. And they have enough guard to counter. It'll be an interesting one. I mean, unless you
Or a
hate mirror
boring
match.
one.
Oh yeah, it could go either way. If we see 5 removals in the first 5 turns, that's kind of interesting. But otherwise,
Yes.
not so much.
2 teams with full hobgoblins going at each other would be fun,
Yeah.
but if they don't get too many kills on each other, it's probably gonna be.
I think the real winner of that game is whoever gets both of them next week, so they'll both be happy. Blighty Moe's 2050 going up against Bring Out Your Undead, the Undead team at 1800.
Undead. Yes, they're undead.
I said Undead. Don't worry, I know what I'm talking about here. All right, ran the kind of crazy. I know. All right, the Blighty Moe's coming in completely healthy, ready to rock, and Bring Out Your Undead, the Gamry team, also completely healthy and ready to rock. Rand, I'll let you go ahead and pick this one first. Who do you like?
I don't like picking against me. I just don't see. I've been looking at this matchup all week, and I just don't really know what I'm gonna do to be able to get through him.
He's got 4 claw pieces on all of his warriors. He's got block, tackle, mighty blow. Oof, that's
I
brutal.
lost the Tomb Guardian to some. I don't know if you've heard of this bad Dark Elf team, but I lost a Tomb Guardian to them without
Oh, yeah.
claw.
Yeah.
This guy's bringing 4 claws, so I'm really scared about this.
4 claw, mighty blows, and some pestigores with
He's
shenanigans
got
like
more
Lodge
guard than me,
Edge.
too, which is just sad. So
Yeah, it's gonna be a long day
don't
for
really
you.
know how to win this. Yeah.
Not impossible, but it's gonna be a long day. Pack a lunch. Who do you like in this one? Did you say? You can bring out your undead. You can't pick against yourself, can you?
I'm picking against myself. This
Oh,
week.
good lord.
Oh,
This is what's wrong with you kids in your generation. Charles, who do you like?
I'm picking the Nurgle. It's a dangerous matchup for those Tomb Guardians. I think the Camry are gonna get into trouble if 1 or 2 of those Tomb Guardians get removed. Then everyone's in trouble, so they gotta dodge those claws
Yeah,
for a while.
I agree. I'm gonna also pick the Blighty Moes. I mean, they've got guard, they've got claw, they've got enough pieces to help, and I think this is where Rand's magical run comes to an end. He's gonna get some serious damage on this team, and the only thing saving him this week is gonna be Nuffle. Oh, sorry, Rand, you're our guest, aren't you? Oh, jeez, I forgot. I shouldn't talk about you like that while you're on the show.
Nuffle has my back, so I
Yeah.
think I'll be up.
Listen, I've seen crazier wins, so stuff like that happens all the time. But good luck. Let's say Gourmet Governors, Bogue Bombers. Let's take a look at you guys. Gourmet Governors, Vampires, 1720 versus the Bogue Bombers at a paltry 1480. Looks like they might have had some TV trimmed last week. Gourmet Governors, Thrall missing. Other than that, completely healthy. And that crazy Vampire number 2 with movement 7, strength 5. Those are the kind of pieces Vampire coaches love. When you get boosts like that, it makes the team playable. Bogue Bombers missing their blitzer, who already had a movement bust. And that's it. Somebody just sneezed, and it sounded like a cat throwing up.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Take care of your cat. I'm gonna go first, and I am going to pick the vampire. Oof. You know, the Bogue Bombers, they always surprise me when I don't pick against them. And the coach, clearly, he doesn't like to come on the show, but he clearly knows how to play this game. Just for giggles, I'm going to go with the humans on this one. I'm going to go Bogue Bombers. Take this one. 2-1. Anybody else?
Yeah, let's see what Brandon Matt has to say because he just played those bombers.
All right. Rand, who do you like in this one?
So I've played them twice now, and they've been two of my most frustrating games in the last 2 seasons. And so it's hard for me to pick against them because they just make the game frustrating. So, the Vamps haven't been working very well for Luminous, so I'm going to have to go with Bogue Bombers this week.
All right. Charles, who do you like?
Yeah, I'm gonna just copy your guys' pick. I think they are faster and they move the ball much better than those Nurgle, and so they will be able to find their spots.
Yep, and the humans are going to get nice inducement money there. They can probably pick up a wizard or something, so every little bit's going to help. All right, and the last game, another mirror match of boring nonsense, will be the murdery Space Elf Troop versus Romanian Rebels. Space Elf Troop at 1730, Romanian Rebels 1580, so they'll get a little bit of cash. That'll be nice. And let's take a look and see who's healthy, who's out. The Space Elf Troop completely healthy, although their numbers look kind of thin. Looks like they're going to need a loner. And Romanian Rebels missing a Witch Elf, a Blitzer, and another Witch Elf, and a Lineman. Boy, I don't know who to go with this on this one, but I'm going to go ahead and take Murdery Space Elf Troop before I even look at the numbers on this one. Yikes, that is brutal. A Witch Elf out, a Witch Elf out, a Blitzer out. I think the only thing you got left is 3 Blitzers and a Runner. So, good luck. Who do you like on this one, Charles?
Yeah, it's a winless team versus a team that's nearly won every game they played. I gotta go with the Elf Troop.
All right. And Rand.
I am going to go with the other elves, the Romanian and Rebels, because they're going to get a wizard, and I just think they're going to, I think they'll be all right.
Romanian Rebels coach is really good. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to play elves. He's just getting a bit of a bad matchup here with all those missing pieces right at this time.
He's going to get a wizard. A wizard on elves is just game.
It is very key. He's going to get a wizard and probably something else. So, could absolutely be. And he's still, like I said, he's still got his blitzers, his strength up blitzer. He's still got some mighty blow piece. So, and he's still got his guard lineman. So, I mean, if he can get some good removals early, he can score. Things happen. Charles, you've been under the gun before and you've won where you weren't supposed to. So, you know how it goes with elves. You can pull that stuff off.
Hopefully they can get that first one.
Yeah, hopefully. And they can't, like I said, you're not going to go winless the entire season. All right. I think that is all of the matchups that we have. Let me take a look here. Yes, that is all of our matchups. Rand, how long have you been playing Blood Bowl?
On and off for 20 years now.
20 years? My lord, how old are you, son?
31.
You're making fun of me for being old. How dare you, you old man. All right.
I wasn't making fun of you for being old. I was just making fun of you for not being a very good recapper.
Oh, shots fired.
Oh, no.
There's a difference. I was not making fun of your age.
Hey, hang on. That one hurt me right in my feels. Good Lord. All right. I'm going to go back and edit this. You're going to look awfully silly when I do. All right. How you enjoying your time in Rebbl?
I love it. I'm disappointed it took me so long to actually come over here. I've had my Blood Bowl on PC for a couple years, but I play on PS4 mostly. My main league is in PS4. And I decided to come over here, and it's been great.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you. We've watched a few of your games, and I think I was talking to Charles about you had some interesting ways to counter. Charles was all jazzed about the way you countered your lightning bolt, so I have to see more of how that worked because I hate getting lightning bolted as well. All right, Charles, anything else for our guest?
Yeah, we both have on our clan a Kenry team, so I want to hear from the 20-year coach which kinds are the best matchups for a Kenry team around your development stage, and which kind are the worst.
Well, the obvious worst one is anybody that has a bunch of guard and claw Tomb Guardians do not like Claw at all.
Not a fan, yeah.
Decay is the worst skill in the game, and I absolutely think it should be taken off Tomb Guardians. But so yeah, anything that has a lot of Claw, I would try to steer away from. But a good matchup, I mean, I prefer, like, for me personally, I want to play against like dwarves and orcs, like the teams that try to bash, but they're going to get outstrengthed and outbashed by you because you're just bigger and stronger, right?
Yeah.
And then I foul. My Khemri game is all about fouling. I have 2 dirty players on my team. I knock those AV9 guys down and foul the crap out of them. So
yeah, too bad your I was gonna say, too bad your Khemri game is not all about winning. Oh,
I mean, I've only lost 3 games in 2 seasons now, so I mean,
but those are 3 games. I mean, come on. No, I'm just kidding.
I was at the quarterfinals. Like, where were you at last season?
I didn't want to go to the finals. I didn't have time. I was too busy making this award-winning show.
Yeah, me too.
Charles
I
too.
just had too much going on.
Yeah, shut up, Rand. Nobody likes a sore winner, Rand. No, you're doing really well. We were all surprised, and everything's going really well for you. Cool. I'm glad you're happy here.
Yeah, watch our games.
Yeah, we do definitely try to check you out when we can. Why don't you start streaming your games? Make it easier for us or something.
Because my potato PC does not want to stream. So.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate for us, because now we have to work at it. All right, we'll take a quick commercial break. We'll come back with the end of the show. And welcome back to the end of the show. This is the last segment of the show where we sit around, talk about news in Rebbl. We kibitz a little about how our games went. What we're going to do is we'll take a look. Now, Charles has a system that... Charles, you can explain your system if you want to people, what we're looking at here.
Yeah, I'm trying to rank teams. I think we already talked to them about. They might be tired of hearing it. I just try to rank teams and predict results, because if you rank stuff, you got to be able to prove that your ranks are accurate and they actually make a difference on who wins and loses.
Yep. So just quickly looking over the computer's projected winners here. I don't know how far off we were last week or this week. Yeti to Conquer, definitely the overdog here in your matchup. You were right about that. And Ars Gosha, definitely the overdog in that one. The rest of them, except for Murder Your Space Elf Troop and Romanian Rebels, that's one's kind of a wide gap there. So
right.
Yeah, which one's the closest one of the week? Let's take a look here. Probably Mighty Blows, Bring Out Your Undead seems pretty close. About 10 points difference there.
Vogue Bombers.
Yeah. Yet then again, try to break Charles's computer so you can tell him it doesn't work. That'd be great.
You can prove it wrong, yes.
Yeah,
but last week was a great result. I think it got like 5 results correctly, or possibly 4 results correctly, 1 draw and 2 wrong. So that's a pretty good result.
That's pretty good. Any news around Rebbl that we can take a look at, Charles?
I think there were some changes on the off season.
Yeah, those are big changes, aren't they? There's no more market.
The market.
Yeah, they killed the market this season. What else did they do?
They might be killing the greenhorn at some point.
Well, I think that's a good idea.
The next one's gonna happen.
Yeah, I've been petitioning to get the greenhorn killed for a while now.
Yeah, after you don't have the OY, I think the greenhorn should go as well. But now they have a new kind of OY, so maybe.
So there will be hopefully less people taking advantage of the rules with the new OI, the new Open Invitational. For those of you who are new, the off-season games you get to play for advancement, so your team can advance in skills, but you have to win to go to the next game. You can't just agree with your opponent, say, hey, if we both lose but score 3 touchdowns, we won't. There's no problem. So that kind of stuff's going to go away. So that's kind of one of the things I was hoping for that they implemented. So we'll see how that goes, and then hopefully the market does come back, because I really like the trade market, but who knows? Oh well.
I don't.
I know
think a few people got bored of it and they used it to its full extent, and most of the league failed to make the waivers, failed to try to get the players, and then just a small portion of the community got the advantage, and everyone else had to actually rebuild their teams. So I think it's okay.
See, I like the idea of having just a few leveled players in the trade pool for teams that if you lose a key piece, a guard blocker, you can at least get a guard blocker back who has no other skills. Because if you're up in the upper top, like 1, 2, and 2A, 2B, you lose a key piece, your entire season could be over and you have to re-roll. I mean, that's just me. All right. Other than that, how'd your games go this week? You said you won your REL game.
I won both of them, and both times turn 1 defensive blitz for the opponent, so I had to sweat it out, but I still won.
How'd your clan game go?
Yeah, I just tried a guy's team. He's gonna have to make a new one.
Oh, I like hearing that. Yeah.
Yeah, you are beating everyone, and are you gonna go on record that you're gonna get a perfect season and go to the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl?
Charles, I couldn't even count on having a perfect winless season, let alone a perfect win season. No, because I got my toughest games of the season so far is the next game. So, no, I'm not predicting anything. I'm a very average coach. I should be in a 14-man division. I should be 7 or 8 every season. Kind of like Boss Hog Outlaws right now. Yeah.
And like myself, the last 2 weeks, completely average.
Completely
Not
average.
impressive.
Yep. Nothing interesting. Nothing boring. But
Yes.
Clan League, we did win our Clan League, so that was nice. And
Oof,
I killed the
after-
guy's team also. I got to make a funny little video about it. So all is good in the hood. If you haven't checked out that video, please do. Anything else, Charles?
Send us your highlights.
Oh,
Otherwise,
yeah.
I'm gonna win the competition.
Yes,
and
I have-
Doesn't need to be from a stream. You can just cap it from the game itself.
Yeah, you don't even
Yeah,
have to have audio.
Helps us out.
Yeah, if you just record something from the game through OBS, clip it, send it to me, or even just tell me where I can grab it from you, that'll be good. Right now, Charles is in the lead. He submitted 2 videos, so I
We
would hate
both
for
could
Charles to
watch,
win the prize at the end of the season.
Yes.
That
We
would-
both could watch audio's last video and make commentary on it.
Absolutely.
If we-
Absolutely.
that could be-
All right, cool. Everybody, good luck in your games. Stay alive. Don't let the bigger teams kill you, because this is going to be a week of a lot of deaths, I think. All right, see you, Charles.
Hope not.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.